For over 35 years, Jim Perlman has been carving out his niche in the publishing universe with Holy Cow Press. Welcome to the playlist, Jim.
Thank you, Karen. Thank you for having me.
Really nice to have you here. You have some wisdom that a lot of us never have access to.
Well, I hope so. Through trial and error and having published over 125 books in 37 years, I hope I've learned something, and that what I continue to love doing will become more and more successful for not only our press, but for the authors that we publish.
You specialize, one of the things you specialize in is poetry.
Yes.
What is it about poetry and in this region that makes it so powerful?
I just find the form to be so full of mystery and magic, and I try to dabble in it when I can, but I love finding good manuscripts of poetry and publishing them and helping to promote an author's career being a poet.
Not an easy thing to stake your claim in.
Poetry has a loyal and intense following, but it's a small one.
You also, as Holy Cow, have put together some beautiful anthologies, and some of them are poetry books and around themes. How do you decide what theme you want to go with and who gets in?
Well, I've been lucky to be the co-editor along with 3 other Duluthians of anthologies that we've worked on together over the past few years.
What kind of arm wrestling goes into, okay, no, I really like this one, no, but I like this one better? I mean,
well, truthfully, there is some give and take, but I've had the experience where, by and large, we agree almost unanimously on the choices that we make. And in our editing process, I think if one of us can make a good argument why something should be in or out, we're all open-hearted enough to listen. The next anthology we're working on, the 4 of us, is a collection of poems about Lake Superior.
How did you pick Lake Superior as a theme, and then how competitive is that going to be to get in?
Actually, Deborah Cooper had a really strong feeling that this was a good idea, and doing the research before we started, I found that an anthology has never been assembled on our greatest of Great Lakes before. So we put out an open call for submissions and received 300 poems. And in the last couple of months, we met and discussed and chose 70 poems that'll be published in the anthology in August. It's called Amethyst and Agate, Poems of Lake Superior.
So there's another book, a poetry book, on your list, the 5 that are on your list for this year, that features the poems of Afghan women.
Yes.
So what's the backstory on that, and how powerful?
Well, one of the writers in our home anthology is a woman named Farzana Marie, who is a PhD student in Middle Eastern Studies at the University of Arizona, also spent 4 years in the armed forces, 2 of which she served in Afghanistan. And during her time there, she made connections with the local literary community, especially the women's community. And she came up with the idea of putting together an anthology of 8 contemporary Afghan women poets, which she translated from the original Persian.
To have a book of Afghan poems published by a Duluth publisher,
Right.
I think that's a very interesting combination.
Yes, it's way out of the box for me, but I think it helps to go beyond what you think your limits are. So I'm really honored to be the publisher of this groundbreaking book, and really none of the poems have been translated into English previously, so I think people will find it very interesting.
What is the best way to keep in touch with Holy Cow?
Well, we have a website, www.holycowpress.org, and in there you can find our recently published books and how to contact the press if you're a writer seeking a publisher, our email, our mailing address. So that would be the primary site.
You may be flooded, Jim.
Thank you. I understand that that would probably happen.
Well, thank you very much, and congratulations on your success.
Thank you, Karen.